I'm being followed.
So, you guys know anything about the course?
We know nothing about the course. Tell us everything.
The old Bobby Jones golf course was terrible. If you guys would have come up and played it in Bobby Jones golf course, you would have just said, wow, that was disappointing. Someday I'm going to try to make this better. This is just a blight on Mr. Jones' name and legacy, and someday I'm going to try to make this somehow better. I decided I would try to do something about the golf course.
Founded in 1837, then the capital of the Southeast United States became Atlanta, Georgia. 65 years later in the same city, Robert Tyre Jones Jr. was born. Yeah, Bobby. In a city with a history of music, food, culture, traffic, wide world notice, and athletes, Bobby Jones may have actually been the most influential. The only golfer to have won 4 majors in the same calendar year, he did that in the pre-Masters era, which would make sense seeing he is the man behind Augusta National's conception. That was 3 years after he retired from professional golf, 15 years before his final time holding a club, and 36 years prior to him passing away in, yes, the city of Atlanta. The city he was raised, attended college, left a legacy. While he left a mark in many places, we're aware of that every April. In actual name, it lies on Northside Drive in Atlanta, Georgia. A golf course built 1 year prior to Augusta National claimed his name, Bobby Jones Golf Course. While the location of this public golf course was ideal, the conditions and functionality of what lived on up until a few years ago was far from the standard of what Jones would have wanted. Enter 2 men who looked to fix what remained. Cup, the designer of the new Bobby Jones Golf Course, a 9-hole reversible golf course, passed away in 2016. 5 years later, this place is somewhere he nor Bobby Jones ever got to see, but it's somewhere they would be proud to call their own.
So this is a fairly lengthy story. You want to hear the whole story? Okay, you can edit it down. The mayor at the time, I forget his name, decided he wanted to name it after Jones. And, you know, the stories at this point are lost in the haze of history, so it's hard to know how much of these anecdotal stories are true. But from what I've heard, he really didn't want it named after him. He thought it was pretentious. But on the other hand, he thought it would not be gracious to say no. So he, from what I understand, he reluctantly agreed to have his name on the golf course.
This is part 4? What do we got?
As the course deteriorated over time, was a little bit embarrassed that the course bore his name. I decided I would try to do something about the golf course. So early on in the project, I was introduced by a mutual friend to Bob Cupp, who was a world-renowned golf course architect who lived in Brookhaven, right up the road from Buckhead. And we're going to do something about this, and I will work on this for free. And so he basically became the golf architect, and he worked pro bono. We heard the need for a driving range. No driving range within 10 miles. Here we're in this beautiful area, thousands of golfers, literally thousands of golfers, and no public driving range. There wasn't room for 18 holes in a driving range. Really, there wasn't even enough room for 18 holes. So Bob said, I recommend we build a great 9-hole golf course and a driving range.
What they were able to do with that piece of property is fantastic. I'm glad they didn't try to force feed 18 holes into it, because what it is what it is, and it's great.
Bob originally designed a one-way 9-hole golf course. After about 2 or 3 months of the design, tweaking the design, he called me up one morning and he said, I had an epiphany. He said, I was thinking about St. Andrews, and the fact that they play St. Andrews in reverse 3 or 4 times a year is kind of a novelty. He said, I think I can build a reversible 9-hole golf course. So that was totally his idea, totally inspired by St. Andrews. It took him about 6 months to do the routing. That was probably, for me, one of the most fun parts of the project. He'd send me a routing. I'd look at the holes. We'd look at it and say, does this work? You'd have a tree that was in a perfect position for one hole, but it was right in the middle of the fairway for the hole coming in the opposite direction. Or you'd have a bunker that was in the wrong place, or a cart path that was wrong. It was really an amazing design feat.
Oh my God, it's coming. It's on the bridge.
This is pretty good.
You gotta be kidding me.
We're almost pin high. You're back 130 yards.
And when you think about what Bob did, and the architects really understand this, is he took a piece of property that's not even big enough for 18 holes, and he created a championship 18-hole golf course, a driving range, a short course, a putting course, a clubhouse, a parking deck, and an instructional center. I mean, it's an amazing use of land in a dense urban environment, having all sorts of things here. So I think this is a model for future urban development, to show what you can do on these small tracts of these municipal golf courses.
Had no idea, again, I didn't do research. I kind of like showing up there and letting them tell us what's about to go on. Had no idea it was reversible. Freaking awesome. So, you know, just a great idea. No rough out there. You know, all the grass is cut the same length. So it's very playable for anyone. You know, the scratch golfer can, you know, get around and, you know, can struggle a little bit, or you can take it deep, and you know, the person that's getting out on the golf course for the first time can enjoy it as well.
This course is inspired by Augusta National and St. Andrews, the 2 courses that are closest to Jones. So remember, Augusta National had no rough when it first opened. We have no rough. St. Andrews has giant double greens. We have giant double greens. So there's a wonderful historical connection in the design elements of the golf course that brings in the design elements that were closest to Mr. Jones, and also happened to make it a very playable, fun golf course to play. So Bob's goal was to make it relatively easy to get from the tee to the green, as you guys saw. But once you get to the green, you got some issues. You know, you got shots to play, you've got long putts with big breaks. And you know, his point was, for the amateur golfer, it is much more fun to hit a 50-foot putt than it is to hit a 50-foot chip out of 3-inch Bermuda rough. Nobody likes doing that.
Oh! I'm going to need at least birdie on the final hole.
You gotta putt to win it and you don't get it there. Might be the best greens like I've putted on, like on a municipal course, right? I mean,
Oh, well,
Jack's Beach was pretty good when they reopened.
These are better.
Last year, but these are much better. I mean, these are, I mean, there's private clubs that aren't this good, by the way.
Something cool and special and unique that the Bobby Jones golf course is public, and the guy that is the most famous man in the history of Georgia golf has a public track, and that anyone can go to it. You can go sign up and play online, and you're gonna get a great experience. It's not some rundown, beat down, oh, it's a muni in the middle of town. No, it's quality golf.
Didn't really expect, you know, how awesome and great that place played. Like I said, you know, I didn't do any research on it, and I mean, the greens were some of the best greens I've been on. Again, I mean, you know, we're big muni guys here, and municipal golf's in great hands. I mean, you know, these people that are, you know, in charge of these projects, they're really maximizing the budget.
Through basically all through, so there's not a dime of public money in this. This is all 100% private money. Individuals, philanthropic institutions, corporations, golf organizations, the USGA has supported this. The PGA of America has supported this. So it's amazing, and I think the truth is, this could have happened here only because this is Bobby Jones Golf Course. The name is so powerful and means so much to everybody, and everybody knows its place in golf's legacy, that I think made it possible to do what we've done here. The focus of this facility is on junior golf. As you probably know, we've had 1,000 kids already come through the program, and we also focus on adaptive golf because the golf course was specifically designed for golfers with disabilities. So having played it, you might have noticed all the greens have a zero entry point, all the bunkers have a zero entry point, which is another great part of the story, and I want to make sure we get that in there. Designed this course specifically with disabled golfers in mind, and we did as well. So we've got one of the best adaptive golf programs in the country. So I think when you consider that Jones was a golf prodigy, and then later in life, he spent his life in a wheelchair because of this disease called syringomyelia, which is very much like ALS. You just lose control of your entire nervous system and body. I think that kind of is an interesting thing and would make him really proud that we're focusing on junior golf and we're focusing on adaptive golf.
You guys are going to use these tempo walks.
Yep.
They're Bluetooth connections. So I'm going to give you this remote control. You go ahead and take 8, and you take 2. These will go right here in the fat of your back. Flip it on. And when you stand in front of it, you just flip that button to on. You'll hear a click, and you just start walking. That cart will follow you anywhere you go, including if you turn around on it.
I thought I was gonna drive that thing off right into the water, and it was fine. Honestly, I didn't have any problems with it the entire day, I don't think, from what I remember. That I would love to be able to go to some of these golf courses and take that thing with me, because it was great. You get to walk, but you don't have to carry the sticks for the entire round.
I mean, he really took his time out of his day and showed us around. Just, you know, super genuine guy, very, very kind of him to take his time out of his day.
So we got together with the United States Golf Association, And they're going to do a Bob Jones room here, which will be different from any of the other Bob Jones rooms. It will basically honor Mr. Jones and his contributions to Georgia and other Georgia golfers. That was our goal. We wanted to build a facility that was worthy of the Jones name. And we did it. We did it.
The time is, what time is it? 8:42. 8:42 Eastern time. I'm going to pick up Ben Edwards, our Corn Ferry Tour caddy, resident podcaster. We're in Atlanta. It's cold. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. It's in the middle.
Where's it at?
In the middle.
Oh, we're rolling.
It's like Walt Disney of chicken. I mean, this is literally, this is the
Top of the morning.
top of the morning, the OG Chick-fil-A. What are the odds of this? We need food. All right, can I do 2 breakfast burritos with chicken? And then
Just the meals or just the entree?
just the entrees, and then what do you want? And last thing, is this the original Chick-fil-A?
I'm sorry?
Is this the original Chick-fil-A? Yeah.
It is.
Oh, all right, that's all I need.
Okay, would you like any condiments?
So the city took it over. They sold it to the city, so it became the Aiken Municipal Golf Course. Okay, so that's life number 3. Comes along my dad. He bought it from the city in 1959 for $23,000. I tell you, it's been a journey. It really has. It's been a lifetime journey. If you're going to Augusta and you're going to play golf, the best value is the Aiken Golf Club.